Hello, everybody. Welcome to ReelTok, episode 73. You have myself, Cam Walsh, 27, as well as Seth's film reviews, Tyler C. Whitmore. Of course, this week, if you are watching on YouTube, you can see George is not here. I think this month he may be a little bit sparing. I know he's off for a couple weeks for travel and then some other things that he's got going on. So George may be a bit sparse this month, but you got a great show today. Obviously, Seth, Tyler joining. Beautiful faces as always. Today, as always, we'll do how we've been, what we've been watching. Got a review of Argyle. Just fantastic motion picture. Seth, did you see Argyle?
No, I've been dead all week, haven't I?
Oh, okay. I thought you did. And then, my dog just wrapped himself around my headset. Okay. Echo, what are we doing? Dude, sorry. And then I'll also talk the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series for a second, just because that's, big new series for Disney Plus. Why not? A lot of trailers this week. We won't go too much into most of them, but a couple of them we may talk. Some small movie news, but we'll talk that a bit. And then I've got a different trivia game this week. Hopefully kind of fun. We'll see how well it works out. We'll see if it's enjoyable. It's definitely going to be more preferred on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll definitely enjoy the trivia more than probably Spotify or Apple. So just a heads up there, even though I guess Spotify has the video as well.
Yeah.
But just a heads up there for those listening. So if you listen to most of this episode and then go watch the trivia, that's fun. Would you guys like to know what the trivia is or
no?
Wait till the end?
I think we wait.
We'll leave it as a surprise.
Okay. Yeah. So surprise new trivia, something we've never done. But yeah, so to start off, before we do like how have we been and what we've been watching, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Really a bummer. Just a fantastic actor. Just obviously, I know him mostly, which is oddly through Happy Gilmore, just because
I grew up watching Happy Gilmore all the time.
Obviously in Rocky, the Predator series, then Star Wars now as Greef Karga. If you watch The Mandalorian at all, but just a fantastic actor in a ton of things. Very sad passing. I believe he was like 73 or maybe 63.
74.
Oh, 74. Okay. Well, yeah, just way too soon. But a fantastic actor. I don't know if you guys really have anything to say, but rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
No, same as you.
Yeah, but now, how have we been doing? Seth, we didn't see you last week. We'll start with you. I know you've been sick. How's the weather? Has it been coming back instead of under on top of the weather?
It's been I think I'd say one of the worst illness weeks I've had since like being an adult. I guess it's been like
it's awful,
just terrible. Had a really bad chest infection, just having chest pains, been having headaches, been being dizzy, like losing consciousness, been like coughing all over. Literally just getting back. Like, I'm not better yet. I'm still a bit unwell, but I'm like I can get up out of bed and do things, which is nice. Didn't leave the house for like over a week, which is terrible. Just really rough week. Had to take a week off work, obviously as well, so I've just been fucking bored. Watched a lot of films, which obviously we'll go over. Take up a few things this week, film wise. But yeah, just a pretty shit week, all things considered.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're coming around the mend a little bit. I hope you start feeling better next week as well, and then get back to 100%. Tyler, how have you been?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Been pretty busy. Riley's back in Texas for the weekend for her older brother's wife's baby shower for their first kid. So
nice,
exciting for them. And then I'm traveling to the great state of Georgia and South Carolina for work this week. Going to Augusta, so should be fun. It's where the Masters are. If people
gonna play at Augusta National.
I am not a member there, so not going to be possible.
I don't think that's possible in general.
Yeah, and I think if they open it to the public, the waiting list would be a couple decades long for people wanting to play there. But should be fun to see the city, see what all the hype's about. I don't really know if there is much there other than like the golf course, like in terms of like big attractions. But
I've not heard good things about Augusta, Georgia.
yeah, I mean it's southern South Carolina, northern Georgia, so like it's not really the tourist destination of America, except for 1 week in April, I think is when the Masters is. But yeah, so anytime I travel, it means the week before is going to be super busy of trying to prep for it. So prepped a ton of TikToks yesterday. I'll be filming like, I don't know, 20 or so today to get prepped for both my accounts while I'm gone. So that'll be fun. It's a busy day ahead, but yeah, I'm excited for Purdue versus Wisconsin today. A little college
Big
versus
game.
alma mater action between two top 10 squads between Cam and I.
I think it was it 2 years ago? How long have we been doing this? No, it would have been a year ago when they played football, and I had to make the depressed video afterwards about it. But I feel much better about basketball, but also it's an away game, and Purdue likes to throw things away a lot. But sounds like you have a lot coming up. I myself, not a whole lot going on. Kind of just grinding work right now. Have a ton going on at work. I'm working on a big project that goes live in like end of March, so just a ton like leading up to that, so that's good. At least it keeps me busy, right? But just kind of adds more to my plate. I'm excited, Tyler. I think I'm 2 weeks away from meeting you and giving you a big old smooch in person. Can't wait for that. Or no, shit, that's not like this upcoming week, but next week. So
it's like a week and a half ish away.
Yeah, like a week and a half ish. Cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. So maybe I get to record in your studio or see your studio. I can't wait for that. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. Obviously, just hanging out with Bailey, hanging out with Emma. We had a nice lazy day inside yesterday. That's fantastic. And we got our house like completely clean. And then we made dinner, and then we just hung out at night. And now the house is just a mess. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What happened?
Is it still super cold there, or is it warming up a bit?
It's warming up a bit. This week's not as bad. It's like 30s, 40s ish. So, and I hate that I say that's like warming up because it's cold, but it's warming up a bit. Yeah, but other than that, not a whole lot going on this week. I feel like it was kind of a boring week, other than just kind of grinding work. But yeah, we'll get in. What have we been watching? Seth, you've been watching a billion things. I think you're leading the pack for this podcast. I think we should do like a monthly check-in of where we're at. So I think you, Tyler, and George are all at 60, Seth like at 65, kind of leading the pack a little bit, and then I'm sitting at a lowly 42. But that's pretty good for me. So I'm gonna
you got to keep posting that on Twitter every first of the month. I tweeted really well.
I will. Yeah. There are some people at like 110.
No, there's one guy at 110.
No, I saw like 2 or 3, man.
Really?
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's insane. That's
fair
a lot of movies.
Built different.
Yeah, good for you. But that's a lot of movies.
Okay, what did I? Okay, so I'll just go through like the major ones, I guess. So I've said to you guys last week, All of the Strangers. I went to see that. I don't know, really weird one. I went with a 3.5. Hated the ending. Really hated the ending. Loves the cast so much. Not really much there, kind of weird. Really strange film. Watched The Hurt Locker, which I liked. Didn't love it. I went through some of the
Hurt Locker. You kind of hurt my feelings with that one.
Yeah, I know you do. I was going through some of like the Best Picture winners recently. I'm trying to cover them off. Watched Mulholland Drive again, which is amazing. I watched Vivarium, watched Ambulance, which I liked. Good fun. Liked it. It was good.
Ambulance is good.
Watched SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Shit fucking bangs. It's crazy.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie is so damn good, and I'm a little depressed right now because I looked at my score and it's like a 3.5, and I'm like, no way. I'm wrong.
I'm telling you, Cam, if you rewatch it now,
I haven't seen it in like 2-3 years.
If you rewatch it now, you'll be like, this is so good.
I know.
So
I vividly remember great things. I don't know what I was feeling when I gave it a rating, but I gotta go back and watch it.
Watched Daniel Kaluuya's debut. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. The Kitchen on Netflix. Not great, to be honest.
Is
very
that a new movie?
Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, it was, so it's 2023 award or whatever. Yeah, I think it premiered at London Film Festival.
I'm not watching it.
It's Daniel Kaluuya's debut. Nice guy. Wanted to see how he does. But yeah, not great.
Yeah, of course.
Star Wars. Watched. What did I watch this week? Okay, so I watched all the Star Wars films I hadn't seen. So, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Rogue One, Solo. Rogue One definitely not as high on as most people. Came out the same way I kind of felt about the creator. The ending's really really good though. Really like the ending. Solo I thought was pretty fun. Fine. 3-star. I thought it was like good kind of comical relief throughout. Kind of just shoved in to be a Han Solo film. It's not a good Han Solo film. Like, let's be honest. It's just a decent kind of standalone cop flick, I guess, buddy cop flick with them two. Rise of Skywalker, I think, is the worst Star Wars film. I think that's like pretty dreadful, honestly. And then The Last Jedi, I think
that's not a hot take by any means. I think you're with most.
No, I think that's like the consensus, or at least like around it. Yeah. And then Last Jedi, I thought was really, really fucking good, and I'm a big Last Jedi fan. I actually like really liked Last Jedi. I thought it was great.
I think you're based, Seth, on your Star Wars taste.
It's weird because
you're kind of cooking.
The Last Jedi is kind of like what I've noticed. It's like it literally is the two extremes for most people, except from Tyler. Weirdly, I think Tyler, you have like a 3, so you're like around like just fine range, whatever. But like it is for like a lot of people in my comments and who reply to my tweets. Star Wars fans, you're fucking weird, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
awesome. It's hilarious.
Yeah, great. It's like people either have it in their top 3 or have it in their bottom 3 most of the time. It literally like where to start. I genuinely think it's really, really great, and I really, really enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah, I saw Straw Hat Goofy had a clip with the Escape podcast where he was saying that The Last Jedi is his second favorite Star Wars movie of all time. So it's a wide range of people love it, wide range of people hate it. It's very polarizing.
It's nearly mine. Like I would have it as around the same as A New Hope with Empire kind of leading the pack. I don't think that'll change.
You can't deny, and I don't think anyone does, but it's without a doubt. Well, Empire looks pretty good, but it's like it's the best looking Star Wars.
It's really, really, really looks great. And the thing is, what I like about it is it had some like fucking balls as well, and then they just pulled that back in
they just pull it all back.
In Rise of Skywalker, they're just like,
it's awful.
All the fans are upset us. Let's throw some fan service out there. It's just like, what are you doing? It's just spineless.
From the Solo movie, I think I'm similar to Seth in terms of I gave it middle of the road. I don't hate it as much as some people, but didn't they give like Han Solo his name in a really cringy way in that movie that pissed a lot of people off?
Yeah,
Cam, do you remember that?
He's like alone, and so he's like, like, what's your last name? And he's like, or who's your family or something? He's like, no one, I'm alone. They're like, Solo, Han Solo.
It's they literally just crammed in there to named him for like
just terrible
money reasons. Terrible. Like it really didn't need to be that.
You didn't need to know where his name came from.
Nah, it's just silly.
Like one of those things like that doesn't need an origin in any way.
No, not at all. But yeah, so like finished Star Wars now. Probably not going to watch the shows, honestly, but I do want to rewatch the prequels because it's been probably like a year and a half or 2 years since I last watched prequels. So maybe I need to rewatch those to kind of solidify the ranking. But yeah, I'm happy with where it is. Wait, prequels, that's right, isn't it?
I think you said prequels. If you're talking about 1 through 3.
Is that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Like
Attack of the Clones,
Phantom Menace.
Watched Cure, which I watched twice in 2 days. Fucking amazing. 4.5 one day, 5 the next. Amazing. Kind of psychological mystery. I think you'd both really like it, actually. It's fucking brilliant. I know George watched it. Watched El Conde, which is obviously nominated for, was it Best Cinematography?
Yep.
Looks like, seriously, it looks fucking incredible. Like, if there's one thing to say, it's like a black and white, like a dark inky black and white. It looks incredible. Film itself, fine. Fallen Leaves, pretty good from last year as well. And then watched Eternal Daughter, which was good. And then watched Good Will Hunting, which is obviously going to be our Patreon review this week as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I watched last week I might have watched 20 films or something shit.
Yeah, you're going off. Eternal Daughter is one of the weirdest I haven't seen it, but weirdest movies in terms of it. I remember the lead up to it coming out. Then it came out and it was in no theaters and it wasn't even available to rent on pay money to rent. It was on any streaming services. It just kind of went poof for half a year. No one could access it.
It's a weird film anyway. I only watched it because I just kind of love Tilda Swinton, so I just kind of want to watch everything with her in. And I do think like it's weird. I'll watch something even if I'm not interested in the premise that much. I'll just like it because Tilda Swinton's in it. It's pretty good. It's not for everyone. Nothing special, but it's pretty interesting. But yeah, I do remember it being quite weird on release as well. Definitely.
Nice, awesome. Tyler, what have you been watching? Oh, sorry, were you done? So that was
yeah. Done.
Okay, I thought I heard a break.
There's a few more, but they're pretty like minor ones, whatever.
Yeah, let's see. So was hanging out with Riley one night and she said she wanted to watch The Interview because we were just scrolling through Netflix while she was working on building some Lego type stuff. And then I turned it on, and then about an hour into the movie, she's like, I'm like kind of ready for this to be over at this point. I was like, I mean, it's not great. Like she was like really like laughing and enjoying the Eminem bit at the beginning, and then I think from there it just went down from there. But yeah, I think it's a fine movie. I will forever love the movie for the fact of how like controversial and crazy the release was. Like I vividly remember when that was coming out, and theaters were like pulling, like saying like, oh, we can't show this. There's gonna be nukes sent to America if we play this movie, and then Netflix dropping their balls on the table, being like, we'll buy this movie and stream it, come after us. And that release was just crazy that you can make a movie that had that much real life implications.
I actually quite like it, to be honest. I think it's really funny. It's one
I rate it definitely more positively than Riley, but yeah, there's a lot of good comedy in there for sure. Seth Rogen, I think, is just always pretty charming, to be honest. But
yeah,
The Legend of Tarzan, had never seen it, so definitely at this point I can say it would have been a snub from like doing our draft of like worst movies with best casts, because that cast is just crazy. Like,
is that the live action one?
Did I not say that in our thing? Oh shit! I actually must have forgot that, because weird film. I need to. Well, I don't need
like the one with Brendan Fraser.
No, it's one from 2016 with Alexander Skarsgård, Margot Robbie.
I don't think I've ever seen
Samuel L. Jackson.
It was the guy. It was David Yates. Who did,
David Yates just can't make movies
Harry
like
Potter.
Harry Potter. He's gotten so many tries at this point. And he always
Jaimin Hansu, Christoph Waltz. Yeah, I don't know if I've
seen
he did
that one. That Pain Hustlers as well from last
year. He's desperately trying. I think the best news he ever received in his inbox was when the Fantastic Beasts series was greenlit. He's like, oh, thank God I got work again. Harry Potter, like Riley and I are going through the Harry Potter series like in a super slow way, which I'm fine with. Like we're watching like one a month basically. So Chamber of Secrets, rewatch that one. That's always a big hurdle to get over in the Harry Potter rewatch because it's like the longest by far.
Very long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close to 3 hours. I think it's like 2 hours 45 or something. So that's always like the hurdle to get over. And then from there, I think the first movie might be like the second longest. So I think those two, once you're over those, and the rewatch goes a little quicker. Watched Black Swan. Loved it. Still need to watch Perfect Blue, but I really enjoyed it. I know people say like it's a ripoff of Perfect Blue, but I was reading up on it a ton.
It is, but it's still great.
I'm sure there's some similarities, but I don't know. We'll see once I see Perfect Blue. But thematically, it sounds like there's some.
I think what annoys people is that when you watch Perfect Blue, and I think Black Swan's like great. I think it's his best. Aronofsky's best work. I think it's really, really good. But when you watch Perfect Blue, you can definitely see there's a lot of influence taken, which is fine. Like, it doesn't have to be derivative just because influence taken. Films take influence from other films all the time. But there was an interview where there's been a few times where, he's been approached, Aronofsky, in interviews and said, about Satoshi Kon, who did Perfect Blue, was it inspired by that? And he always just has said no and kind of just push them down a little bit, and there's been like a constant thing there. But yeah, I think when you watch Perfect Blue, you'll definitely be able to see the massive resemblance, especially within the kind of ending as well. But I think Black Swan's still really good. I still think it's a great film. I think Natalie Portman in it is like phenomenal as well. Like really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, for sure. I always wonder how much like filmmakers can get inspired from other filmmakers, because obviously people who watch films are way more versed in film a lot of times than filmmakers. Like not everyone, but there's a lot of filmmakers, at the end of the day, they're spending the majority of their years making films. They're not watching 700 movies a year. So like I saw Nalbis, shout out Nalbis, tweet, like he quoted the Kingsman like church scene and of the shootout, and like quoted it with a foreign film of a shootout that looked very similar from like the 90s. It's a not nearly as like popular watch movie. I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if like Matthew Vaughn's just never seen that. Like a big shootout, like one guy killing a bunch of people. Like at the end of the day, like I don't know if that's the most like original thing or like thing that hasn't been done before. So I always wonder if like how many movies directors see and how much it influences them. Because like Shoutout Raiders of the Lost Podcast, they've been spending all of January making their own movie in England, or one of them has. I think it was only one of them, but yeah, he said he's like
we
only
still
watching
haven't figured out which one it is.
Yeah.
We don't know who's who. Like
Yeah.
we've
Still
had him
don't
on the
know.
pod. We're still trying to figure out
Yeah,
who's James and who's
we got Mateo getting to the bottom of this, but yeah, he's like, he tweeted last night, he's like, I've only watched one movie this whole year because I've been making a movie all year. So it's like, I wonder how much movies, you know, people in the movie industry are actually watching. Watch ISS. I know George touched on it last week. Very disappointing. The first 30 minutes had me super hooked, and it's not even like it went off the rails in terms of just got like stupid and bad. It just got really boring and bland. Like it truly didn't like take a full January turn of becoming something like ludicrous and crazy and stupid. It just got really boring and not that interesting. And then Warrior, first time watching it, really enjoyed it. I think it's really funny that Kurt Angle, who was like, when he was like a WWE like wrestler, is like a big All-American gold medalist, like America, 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 and they make him like the Russian big bad guy.
Russian guy.
He's just simply not Russian in the slightest. I was like, that's a interesting casting choice, but it works. I mean, Tom Hardy's awesome. Joel Edgerton, love him too. So
Nick Nolte as well. It's so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's so good. I love that film. It's like when I watched it when I was younger, it's like one of the films that got me into MMA when I was like probably like 13, 14. Amazing film. I will say it's very like by the book sports film, but the ending is still like just as impactful when I watch it now. It's really, really great. Really great.
Yeah, I think I said something similar to that in my review. It's like it doesn't matter if you go like beat for beat of what's been done before, if you can do it, you know, brilliantly throughout the entire way. It doesn't reinvent anything, but it's great. Miller's Girl from this year, absolutely hated that. Just bad. I don't even know how Jenna Ortega or Martin Freeman like looked at that script and was like, yeah, I'm in for this. It's just a weird ass movie, man.
Is that out? I didn't even know it was out.
Yeah, it came out like 2 weeks ago or so, and
it's just 2.3.
It's just awful. It's awful. Punch Drunk Love, loved that. Punch Drunk Love's great. Finally watched it. Adam Sandler, unreal. Very similar, like thematically in a lot of ways to Uncut Gems, which I thought was interesting in terms of like dealing with anxiety. Like, but it's very different. Punch Drunk Love, you're like inside his internal dialogue, whereas Uncut Gems is just like putting you in a very uncomfortable situation. But I just thought it was interesting that the two most dramatic performances of Sandler's career, like movies that handle themes of anxiety in a pretty major way. So just found that interesting. The Book of Clarence, I think I wrote my review. I already expect this will be like something at the end of the year. I'll make it, put in a review or video saying like it's one of the more slept on, underrated movies of the year, because I thought it was great. I mean, Lakeith Stanfield is great, but the entire cast is awesome. And I don't know, it's just a different take on spirituality and stylistically fun. And I don't know, I got a lot from it. Who ends up being Jesus Christ in the movie, you can find out if you look at the cast list, but it doesn't show it in the trailers or anything. And I was like, I would never have guessed that's who Jesus Christ is going to end up being. So I had a great time with The Book of Clarence. And then I started going through some Oscar winners. Green Book, shit. Good Will Hunting, not related. That's just what our Patreon reviews this week. Bohemian Rhapsody, shit, but Queen is awesome, and I love Queen. Nomadland, shit. I hate.
I'm surprised. Actually, I'm not really surprised. I get it. I actually quite liked Nomadland. Didn't love it, but I actually quite liked it. But it also doesn't surprise me people give it like a 1 star. It's very strange. It's a bizarre choice, but it kind of works for me.
Yeah, I like freaking ranted in my Letterboxd review. I just started typing and just didn't stop. I don't know. It's just like it's just a movie that doesn't make sense to me. Like, but it's fine. I mean, Frances McDormand's good in it, whatever, and visually it looked good. But I don't know. I don't want to be a Chloe Zhao hater, but she's like making a movie about like the impact of the Great Recession on people, and like her dad's a billionaire steel magnate, real estate developer, and she had her first films financed fully by her dad. Amazon financed her film before she even made this film, and this movie shows Amazon is like the greatest, nicest, safest place to work in the world. And I'm like, I don't know, this just feels kind of gross, honestly. It felt like they're trying to tackle like the economy collapsing, but they just didn't do it in a way that I thought was doing any justice to even the book that is based on, which was a lot more scathing analysis of, you know, working conditions, whereas this is kind of just like a more wanderlust look at Frances McDormand. But I mean, there's stuff that I like there. I just don't really think the intent was there, but we'll see. I'm excited for Hamnet. She has a great cast coming up. We'll see if
so Paul Mescal's in.
Paul Mescal and like a ton of people.
Stop saying Mescal. Oh, Jesse Buckley's in as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love Jesse Buckley.
It's an incredible cast. So we'll see how that goes. I think from I've only seen 2 of her movies. I think she's a far better director than she is a writer, but she's one of those people right now that everything they do is going to be written and directed by them. So we'll see. I hope it ends up being good. She has a great cast around her. And then Argyle, of course, which we'll get into soon, but been an up and down week overall.
Good. Yeah, I won't drain it too much. I didn't watch a ton of interesting movies by
I think your last 2 movies are our last 2 patron reviews, but I guess we filmed our last patron review on like Thursday and you watched it like right before it. So that's fair.
Yeah, technically Argyle, I guess, but I haven't rated it yet. I don't know if I mentioned Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, Emma's favorite movie. It's amazing.
You had to look over your shoulder before you spoke your mind.
It's fantastic.
I've been thinking about watching Twilight. I don't know why. Like, there's something.
It's like genuinely awesome to see Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. I may have mentioned this last week. I can't remember. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, just fantastic actors, and you watch them in this, and you're like, yeah, they're there for sure. They're hanging out. I don't know. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it. Dumb Money, but then Pitch Perfect 1 and 3. Come here, bud. Mamma Mia, here we go again.
Wait, why'd you skip 2? Just didn't feel like were you watching 2?
Emma's friend was over. I don't know why we skipped 2. Honey, why'd you skip 2 when we watched Pitch Perfect?
I've never seen 3.
Oh, Emma's never seen 3. Okay. Yeah, it's not good. It's really just not very good. The Lorax we watched.
That is such a random rewatch. I saw that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Great movie.
I actually don't mind the Lorax.
Emma liked it a lot, actually.
I think it's all right. I think it's fun.
I didn't think it was bad at all. I enjoyed it. And then the Let It Die scene, obviously, is hilarious. Good Will Hunting is the Patreon review this week. So if you want to enjoy the Patreon, $5, and you get the bonus episode. And then I think we have a $25 tier, which is, hey, throw us a bone if you want to support the pod kind of thing. But most exclusive things you get for $5, so not too costly at all. And then Argyle, which will actually segue right into the Argyle review right now, as soon as I very quickly pull up the synopsis. All right, 2024 Argyle, directed by Matthew Vaughn. Reclusive author Ellie Conway writes a best-selling espionage novel about a secret agent named Argyle who's on a mission to unravel a global spy syndicate. However, when the plots of her book start to mirror the covert actions of a real-life spy organization, the line between fiction and reality begins to blur. I saw this last night, and I'm going to start. This shit's ass, man. This is so bad. So bad. Fuck you for killing off Dua Lipa in the first 5. Sorry, that might be a spoiler, but it's the first 5 minutes, and it's also a fake book. Doesn't matter. Fuck you for killing off Dua Lipa in the first 5 minutes, Matthew Vaughn. Like, miss. What a miss. The Play More Dua Lipa tweet last night was like, I was like, this is an all-time tweet right here. It wasn't, but that's fine.
That's the worst. I remember I tweeted out like last week, like a clip of a first line. I'm like, what's your favorite first line ever? I was like, please, people, let this catch on so I can get ideas for first line trivia without having to do work on my own. Got no quotes. I'm like, fuck, I guess I'll have to keep searching these up on my own.
Hell yeah. But yeah, just what a... People didn't find it as bad as me, so I'm probably in the minority here. I think I'm going to land on like a 23 out of 100, like one star. I really didn't like it. Every single twist just pissed me off more than the last. They were all stupid. None of them were inventive. Seth tweeted it, spoiled the movie for me, but discussing film spoiled movies 3 years ago when it was released, which is fine, but I didn't know who.
But also once the movie, like, it's interesting because once the movie starts, like, I mean, we both knew going into it what the twist would be, but I feel like they made the twist so obvious before it happened.
Yeah, they did.
But again, like, maybe it's like, you know.
But their whole marketing plan was who is the real Agent Argyle, which we need to talk about the reveal because I don't think I've ever been more mad at a movie's reveal.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my like quick thoughts real quick because I think this is a movie like we just want to dive right.
It's a
like,
lot of spoilers.
Talk.
It's a lot of spoilers. Here's what I'll say on quick thoughts. Action is bad. We talked about it last week. We talked about it in our real quick patron review of Terminator 2. Live by the 3, analogy. Die by the 3. Yeah. Live by action, die by action. This action stunk. You're dying by the action, and you don't have good enough characters in your movie to actually make me give a shit about any of them. That was a spoiler point, so I won't say that. Fuck it. Bad movie. Just who cares? Go watch it if you want, but just a bad movie in my humble opinion. Tyler, give your
Yeah,
quick
I'm going to
thoughts
keep
and
this
then we'll
super
dive
quick because I think it
Yeah.
is a more fun movie to talk about with spoilers and kind of rip into. But honestly, for me, the first first off, this movie has no business touching 2.5 hours. It's like 2 hours, 19 minutes, unbelievably long.
Insane.
So I watched it in theaters. So actually for the first hour and a half, I was kind of shocked. Like, I was like, I'm surprised people are rating it like super low. Like, I was having a good time with the first act. I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, this is fine. I'm excited to see where this goes. Second act starts to lose me. Third act, to say it goes off the rails would be putting it too lightly. But genuinely, like halfway through the movie, I was like, I'm probably gonna land at like 2.5 or something. Like, I don't really see why people are rating this super low. And then the third act just brings it to a place that I just didn't really think a movie could go in terms of dragging it down so badly. But yeah, for kind of what Cam was saying, like about like the whole book thing, like John Cena, Henry Argyle, or Henry Cavill, that's what's bad. That's when you know your Superman days. You're kind of washed at this point. If I'm calling your name Henry Argyle, Henry Cavill, you might have to.
Did you just call him Henry Argyle?
Yeah, he might have.
That's
I
his
mean,
name.
his career
That's
might be a little
basically
crazy
his
at this
name.
point.
Henry
I think
Argyle.
James.
We'll talk more
Gunn
about
is
him later,
taking
and
his
maybe
grave.
it'll be more
Yeah,
positive.
we'll talk about him later. But yeah, I think the cast I actually had fun with. Sam Rockwell, I thought was a lot.
I
of
like
fun
Sam Rockwell. I like Sam Rockwell.
Bryce Dallas
in most
Howard,
everything.
I like her. Dua Lipa's Dua Lipa. Let's see. Oh, and then I guess last quick thought before we get into spoilers, I'll say Ariana, who's back of the week. People saying Ariana DeBose isn't a singer because she's now been in 2 movies in 2024, ISS and Argyle, that are very bad movies where she doesn't sing in either. So need a movie like Wish to come out again to remind people that you are a brilliant actress, brilliant singer. But yeah, Argyle, 1.5 star for me. Again, like I said, first act I was in, I enjoyed it. Second act fell off the rails a little bit, still was in though, and then third act was just complete collapse. But like halfway through, I was kind of shocked at all the low, like the crazy low scores. I thought it was kind of mid, but by the end of it, I was like, yeah, this movie it stinks.
I want to change my official review. I take back everything I said to say Argyle is an absolute blast from start to finish. Matthew Vaughn ditches the blood and violence for color-filled action sequences. Instead, Henry Cavill is so damn charming as is Sam Rockwell, but it is incredible Bryce Dallas Howard who steals the show. Can we also talk about how refreshing it is to see a beautiful curvy woman in a role like this? Argyle is destined to become a cult classic.
Please actually put that as your review. That's fine.
Great way to kick off 2023.
Please put that
All-time
as your review
tweet from an actual
Actual
movie
critic.
reviewer.
Yeah.
Like how could you tweet that, you weird fucker? weird man. That was fucking. That's scrolling through Twitter and seeing that with the like Rowley meme. Have you guys seen where he's like smiling and then looks down?
And then looks down. Yeah.
Scrolling through
So
Twitter
funny.
and seeing that tweet was like, what the hell is this guy saying, man?
Our spoiler banner's up, so skip ahead if you don't want to be spoiled for Argyle, but you don't need to see this movie.
Let's just run through it beat for beat.
Yep.
So basically, Bryce Dallas Howard's character, writer, right? She's writing these books. All of a sudden, gets on a train. Sam Rockwell is all like, "Hey, what's up? We need you because your books are real. Whatever." Fast forward, they start trusting each other. They go to like Arabia, right? To retrieve some passkey or something. She learns that maybe Sam Rockwell character is going to try to kill her because he's on the phone saying, "Hey, I'm going to kill her." And then later, and then she goes back to her parents' house where it's revealed, first plot twist, these are not her parents. Dun, dun, dun. And then Sam Rockwell shows up and he's like, "You take things too literally." Well, you said you were going to kill her, man.
Yeah, like I get it how it like worked in terms of being like, he's not actually meaning it based on what the reveal ends up being, but like it's no one would ever actually say that. The only reason they said it like that in the script is to like get shock value and make you think something's happening when it's not.
Exactly. So her parents aren't actually her parents. Her parents are the bad guys, right? Right.
Yeah, they're part of the what is it? The syndicate.
It's Brian Cox or not Bryan Cranston and who's Schitt's
Catherine
Creek.
O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. Yeah, Schitt's Creek, not and Home Alone 2 or Home Alone 1, whatever. So next they travel somewhere else. They meet Mr. Samuel L. Jackson, and then it's revealed big reveal. Bryce Dallas Howard's character is the real Agent Argyle, and get this, it's because her fucking name is Kyle, Kyle or something. Fuck
Rachel
you.
Kyle, yeah.
Audibly laughed at the Kyle reveal to make it Argyle. Awful reveal. Boo. Boo, Matthew Vaughn.
We won't jump. Did you see the end credit scene?
Yeah.
Okay, because that kind of changes things a little bit for that comment, but we'll continue going.
Does it? Okay,
we'll wait till we get to the end.
And then it goes on, and she's like getting her. It's one of those where like she doesn't remember anything, and then all of a sudden she's remembering how to fight, and like, yeah, she's remembering how to fight. They send the code or something. They fight with, who is it? It's the girl from
Kingsman.
Rebel Moon and Kingsman
and Rebel Moon. Yeah.
Yeah. Her name.
I just know her as Sword Legs from Kingsman.
Sophia Botella is like the bad guy, and they fight. And then I can't even remember. They like, she goes back to being, they save the world, and she goes back to being a writer. What's up, bud? Did I miss anything like other than the post credits?
I love how like you spent like just 10 seconds wrapping up the final hour and a half. It's like Samuel Jackson, and then they saved the world in it.
Yeah,
you didn't even want to talk about the dancing smoke scene or the ice skating on oil. Those were some rough scenes.
Those were bad. Yeah. What's up? Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, those were bad. Go explain those, because the dancing scene was like a image of Dua Lipa's dancing scene with Henry Cavill at the start. I'm feeding my son right now for those on YouTube. So Tyler, you give the ending synopsis.
So, well, first off, so when it really goes off the rails and gets super stupid is like when they're escaping from, I already forget, it's either the Division or the Syndicate. One of those two names, like the name of the big
Division.
Big bad organization. The Division. Okay. The big bad organization, which I was watching this in theaters, and I was like locked in, as locked in as you can be in a theater. So I still don't really remember what like the stakes were of this movie, or like what the Division's intent was, or like what this mysterious crypto key was going to do for them. So that's why like I never really felt any tension, because I was like, I don't really know, like, is this Division even bad after all? I mean, hey, what are they trying to do here? Like, I don't know if they're bad guys, but so when they're escaping, her and Sam Rockwell, they use smoke grenades to, basically it's a classic action trope of two people trying to escape. It's waves of like video game like security and military men coming to stop them. So they just light off probably, I don't know, 30 smoke grenades, all of different colors. It's like, I'm sure this movie went into production before Creed 3 came out, but it's the same thing as Creed 3, where they're like, yeah, when this guy walks out of the ring, let's have like colored smoke grenades, because it just looks cool on screen. It's like Matthew Vaughn,
like when they blow up the heads in Kingsman, and they're all
right.
Like,
and I like Kingsman's Secret Service a lot, pretty much everything about it. And I just feel like Matthew Vaughn's kind of a one-trick pony at this point. He's just kind of rinse and repeating a lot of the stuff.
He had Kick-Ass. I don't know if you've seen Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass, the first one, is awesome. It's really, really awesome. And then he also had X-Men First Class, which is one of the best X-Men movies. Again, really awesome. And now he's lost.
I would say ever since Kingsman, he's been a one-trick pony in terms of like just trying to recreate that magic every time with Kingsman 2, even the Kingsman, and then now Argyle. But that scene, the first scene didn't bother me a ton with like the dancing and the smoke, if like it would have been way shorter, but it was like, I felt it went forever of them just like dancing while killing people. And it was just corny. It was cringy. It was stupid. It just took me completely out of the film and just made me kind of lose all interest in it. The bare minimum that I still had at that point. But I mean, 30, 50 colored rainbow smoke grenades later, they get to a point where they're in kind of like a server room, and they're kind of pinned down and trapped. And they start shooting at them, the villains, and they hit some oil drums, so oil spills all over the floor.
Yeah.
And then they kind of say like, no more shooting. Like if we shoot, this place is going to go up in flames because oil's everywhere. So they all take out their knives. So it's going to be a big knife fight. And Bryce Dallas Howard, the whole reason she doesn't remember that she's a spy, Kyle, is because she had a skating accident, is what people say. So then she asked Sam Rockwell, she's like, was the skating accident part real? And they're like, well, no, we made that up, but like, you actually were a great skater. So she's like, say less. Takes 2 knives, straps it to her boots, and starts ice skating on a cement floor covered in oil.
I'll be honest with you.
It's just, I don't really know like the physics of that, how you can ice skate on oil. Don't really think that would work, but they have a big knife fight. Similar to the smoke grenade scene, it just goes on for far too long. Like it would have been, maybe a little funny scene that I'd be like, this is stupid, but whatever. It's not really ruining my enjoyment of the film. But I swear that was like 10, 15 minutes of her just ice skating around in circles on an oil spill and slicing people with her knife feet. Matthew Vaughn is like a Quentin Tarantino of knives. Kingsman, he has a girl with knife legs. Now he's got knife feet. And Argyle, Matthew Vaughn, a big fan of blades on the lower extremities. But then after that fight, which was awful. So it's like the smoke fight was just so bad, cringe, awful. Couldn't wait for it to end. Then you go right into this. And then right after that, you get to the ship deck where they're on this horribly green screened naval ship, and they have a final fight where it's the same thing as like, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, but it's also something we've seen so many times in films where someone's being like brain controlled, even though they're lovers or best friends. One of them's being hypnotized to fight the other one, like a machine, a robot, and kill them. Bryce Dallas Howard's hypnotized by Catherine O'Hara, which they did when she first lost her memory. So Catherine O'Hara's having Bryce Dallas Howard kill Sam Rockwell. So they're fighting. And then, Ariana DeBose comes in and saves the day and breaks the little spell box. And then Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard make up and fall in love, and they kind of ride off to the sunset. And then Bryce Dallas Howard writes another book, and kind of happy ending until like the post credits or the final clip. But before we get there, do you want to jump in with anything else, Cameron?
No, all of that, man. I think I don't know. I didn't care for any of it, but yeah, I just kind of skipped ahead. You're right. So I appreciate you giving a better synopsis than me.
Mm-hmm.
But the post credit scene. So just jumping. Yeah. First off, I just think the movie's dumb. I didn't, and it's something that I think will make good money, and people might enjoy. And so if you enjoy it, that's fantastic. Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot on like your computer screen. So like what you like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I just found this really dumb. Just didn't care for any of the action. But then moving to the post-credit scenes, are we talking the like after credits or the mid-credits scene?
I think it's the mid-credit with the younger Argyle.
So Henry Cavill or the
so the very final part of the movie, the very final clip. So basically, I think we touched on this, or I was about to, but then I was like, I should save for spoilers. So like Dua Lipa, John Cena, and Henry Cavill are only in this movie as like an imagination of Bryce Dallas Howard because they're like the book characters.
Yeah.
So they're not real. But then the very final clip of the movie, you see Henry Cavill in the audience looking at Bryce Dallas Howard. She's like shocked when she sees him, kind of saying, okay, he's not like looking like the Argyle we've seen all movie. So it's kind of like, okay, this dude's real. And then we kind of find out like the mid-credit or the post-credit, I can't remember which one,
which by the way, set in the Kingsman universe. Right. It's at the Kingsman.
Which the whole movie, I was like, I can't believe they're not tying this into the Kingsman movies. Like, I'll give Matthew Vaughn props for that he didn't just kind of go for the cheap bait there. And then of course the post-credit scenes tie it into it.
Also already has characters from the Kingsman universe in different roles. So.
Yep. A lot of them, because Sophie Patel, like you said, Samuel Jackson,
yeah.
Maybe that's just it. Maybe a whole two, but
still,
but yeah. But then in the post credit or mid credit scene, we see that like Henry Argyle as like a kid, or was also like so Henry Argyle's like, or Henry Cavill's a real dude. So like, how did that even like? That just made everything.
But is he Argyle? Is he Argyle? I can't.
But he's he is like an agent.
Okay.
Because like before I went to the film too, I saw like a discussing film where like someone tweets saying there's like going to be like a limited series about Argyle coming out, about a young Argyle, and it's very much like a younger guy. And then I was like, I thought we already just found out that Bryce Dallas Howard's the real Agent Argyle, so how's this going to work? But then like, so there's going to be a younger guy limited series about the younger version of Argyle, but like, is Henry Cavill actually Argyle? Like, I don't know, man. I didn't really follow anything that's happening.
It's a whole lot of, hey, we're just gonna throw this in. We'll figure it out later. In my opinion, like we'll just connect it later. It doesn't matter. Just get butts in seats, man.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson, very relatable. A lot of shit going on around him, but bro's just in his man cave watching Celtics Lakers very intently. Or I think that was the game, and he's just all the shit's going on around him. He's like it's the third quarter right now. I can't
Yeah.
be focused on this other
No.
stuff. Like this game
This
is
is
good
good
game
game.
here right now.
Yeah.
We got to focus on this. It's a very relatable move by him. But again, like the big thing is like, so even all the silliness and stupid scenes aside from the movie, it just didn't have the stakes that made me interested or invested in the film. So that was kind of the big thing. Like I could probably put aside some of the silliness, and that's kind of a big thing with Kingsman. Honestly, the first Kingsman, I don't think even gets that silly until the final act. I think the first 2/3 when it's them in like the training academy is like a very serious movie for the majority of it, except for like the early scenes before he goes there. Yeah, the first 2/3 specifically, like the training is like some of my favorite movie content of all time. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of silly scenes, and beyond that, there's just not really that much of a plot. And the biggest thing is every spy thriller movie needs to have 1 or 2 plot twists. This one has like
This
10.
has 8.
And you just are rolling your eyes by the end of them, and you're just like, just
they get
make it
worse
stop,
and worse
please.
as it goes because you're like, oh shit, another twist.
Yeah,
like
but
it's just awful. But the post, how does that tie into Argyle?
that's why I don't know. If like, is there multiple Argyles? Is it like the Kingsman where there's like there's an Argyle society?
I have no idea. Again, I think it's
in
just
2027. Are we going to see Argyle versus the Argyle society versus the Kingsman?
We might, but I thought that was setting up like a prequel because it's at the King's Man's bar. Who cares, man? Who cares, Matthew Vaughn?
I don't know.
I think it was Sophie or Sydney who tweeted, I want to meet the one guy who was amped about the mid-credit scene in Argyle, and like, yeah, I want to meet them too because that's just insane.
I saw her TikTok review, like one of the top comments, like, you just didn't get it. And then she's like, responds, she's like, what is he even to get with Argyle?
There's nothing to get. It's like so in your face, and they explain every twist. Just so dumb.
There was an old lady that walked out. There might have been more. I don't know. I was in like the front section of the theater just because I've been kind of liking that lately, sitting a little closer to the screen. Maybe I'm losing my eyesight, but there's an old lady sitting next to me, and she got up with like an hour left, and she did not make a return to the theater.
Yeah, honestly, smart. Do you have anything else to say? I got.
Nope, that's it.
I appreciate
Matthew Vaughn. He has great movies, great movies. But ever since Kingsman 1 came out, there's been a shift, and it's gone downhill in a big way. And then Henry Cavill might have lost it, folks. I think he might be over.
He's about to have a resurgence. We'll talk about his resurgence soon.
Yeah, I don't know. Guy Ritchie hasn't had a hit for me in a long time, but we'll see. Maybe this is one. Maybe Tongue Boy will be exciting, but Cam has to go deal with something, so I'll transition to the next spot. Actually, the next spot's Percy Jackson Olympians. So Cam, you're back. Is it done now?
Yeah, it's done. 8 episodes complete. Percy Jackson show. Just not.
But is it season 1 or is it a limited series, or is this like book 1?
No. So it's book 1. Yeah,
okay.
It's book 1. So there will be more seasons if it gets greenlit. But I saw that it's I think it's like more watched than like Loki and WandaVision and.
It has a huge following. That franchise is like a lot of fans of the books specifically. Very popular books.
Yeah, huge following. I'm a big fan of the books. Loved them as a kid. Like I was talking to my friends about it. One of my friends like reread the books. He re-audibled the book, so he didn't actually read it, but I might do that because I loved the books as a kid. Just so muted of a show. Not any action, not any and you don't need action, but you need tension. Not any tension. The child acting, I think, is good. Some people had real issues with it. I like Walker Scoville. Hey bud, what's up? Bummer day for him. But just nothing to write home about. The final episode I really enjoyed, actually. So I guess it saved it there. But the rest of it is just such a mess and so boring, and everything's explained. There's so much exposition. Like it's like every character knows exactly what's going on and has to explain it to the audience. And it's a kid's show. So like, I don't know, maybe I'm old man yelling at clouds right now, but also I think there are plenty of kid shows that have a lot more oomph, if you want to call it, to them. So I think there's definitely ways to make a kid's show like very entertaining and also, I don't know how popular the Percy Jackson books are now. So do you make a show that only kids will enjoy in hopes that they become like the next like generation of Percy Jackson lovers? Or do you make a show that's a little bit more mature, that kids can still watch, but also the main audience who was reading these books when they were major hits and things like really enjoy it now? I don't know. But I definitely think there are a lot of issues. But I mean, myself, like I love 90% of Pixar animated movies, even now. So I don't know. I can get behind a childish show as long as you make it like appealing to older generations as well. But yeah, they just really missed with this one, in my opinion. Nothing really to write home about. I've seen some people enjoy it, but no one's like saying it's the best show ever. I've seen a lot of people that are like, "Oh, it's not that bad. Like it's fine." And if that's our standard now, that's fine. That's where I'm at with the MCU. So maybe that's just where people are at. Yeah, that's fine. It's just not a very good show, but I don't have to go into it. I'm hoping it grows with its audience, but like we've mentioned plenty of times, the first Harry Potter is somewhat childish, but it's still pretty dark. And this didn't get to that point at any moment, and it didn't have any tension. And that's really my biggest takeaway is it's boring and it's too much talking. But we can move on to some trailers. The biggest this week being Despicable Me 4, massive, gonna make $1 billion. Any opinions on Despicable Me franchise or the fourth trailer at all? I mean, there's no reason for this movie, but
I like the first
you
one
didn't
a
watch
lot.
the third?
No, I actually like the
Crazy,
first
man.
one. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember the
first is really
second one that much.
I don't like the second. I think they've gotten worse as they've gone, and I don't think either of the Minions movies have been anything special. The first I really like.
Yeah, I like
First
the
was
first
great.
one.
I think I was
most
about to
people
dive
agree
into
on
like
that.
a watch through the whole franchise last year at some point when I watched the first one, and I immediately went into Despicable Me 2 and rated it like pretty low, and people were kind of shocked at how low I rated it. I don't think it was even that low, like 2 stars or something, but I think it's a franchise that you can't really binge back to back. You can only have so much Minions in your face back to back.
So much Gru, Steve Carell doing his
No,
Gru
there's no
impression.
limit of how much Gru. I could take
Oh,
all the
really?
Gru in the
Okay.
world.
Yeah,
but
I could
the Minions.
He's the best
are-
bit. Yeah.
Which I think the Minions are funny and bite sized. Like
They're
I said.
sparse. You need them
Bite-sized.
sparsely, yeah, for sure. But yeah, Despicable Me 4 coming out later this year. Gru fucks. Gru has a kid. I've seen so many tweets about that. It's hilarious. But all time, just disgusting image is when Steve Carell went on the Ellen DeGeneres show dressed as Gru. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one.
I don't think
No,
I
I'm
have.
gonna look at it
I'll
now.
pull it up for you. Steve Carell, Ellen. I'll pull it up for you. Just an all-time image. Can I get this any bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
present.
Okay. Let's see. I am trying. People, horrible podcasting. Presenting, share screen. Love this man, Steve Carell. Just
Oh my god.
just a cursed image of Steve Carell dressed as Gru. Absolutely,
That's
hilarious.
horrific. That's terrifying.
Right? That's awful. Oh, that's
Christian
hilarious,
Bale and
though.
Vice be like
Yeah, right.
That's fun.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
But yeah, all time.
that. Honestly, I hadn't seen that, and that was 5 times funnier than I pictured when you first said it.
I'm
haven't
glad
seen
I
that.
didn't hype it up
Yeah.
too much. It's just a
No, that's great.
hilarious picture. Next up, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. The second in this like Ghostbusters reboot franchise. The first I don't remember liking as much as I rated it high, but I apparently gave it like a 75 or something, so it's 4-star. The first in this reboot. I mean, I love the original. I think Ghostbusters 2 is an immediate drop off. I don't know how this franchise got as popular as it is. And then the Ghostbusters from like 2016 or something is awful. But it's also not awful for the reasons most people say. Like most people lose their mind over the fact that it's like women in lead. That's not why it's awful. There are plenty of reasons why it's awful, but that's not one of them. Chris Hemsworth sucks in it.
I haven't seen a single Ghostbusters film.
You haven't seen
Wow.
the original?
Wow. The
I
original's
hear
great.
I hear Dan
like the
Aykroyd
original.
as a ghost give him a blowjob, and that's all I know about the original.
Yep.
I like the original. It's fun.
Yeah, the original is really good in my opinion, and then it's just like an immediate drop off, and they've never gotten much better than that. And I don't understand like how it's become such a massive franchise that they think is going to keep just pumping out money. Maybe it does pump out money. I don't know box office numbers of Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I'm not in for this. I don't care. Paul Rudd's great in everything. Finn Wolfhard's in this. I think they bring back the original cast, but they did that in the last one for the most part. They brought back a CGI. I can't remember who was in the original Ghostbusters crew and passed away. They brought back like a CGI version of him, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name now.
It's not Dan Aykroyd. It's
He's the only one I know. Chris Farley?
no, Chris
Was he in
Farley's
it?
not in Ghostbusters.
I don't know, man. I'm not a subject matter expert. I'm just trying to help you.
I appreciate it. It's who cares? I don't personally care for this trailer. This was our first like shout out Sony. This is our first trailer that someone's ever reached out to and was like, "Hey, do you want to react on ReelTok?"
We're reacting.
We're getting big. We're getting big. Sony, here it is. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire looks not great, but yeah. Reacting. Thank you. I love it, Tyler. Good pull immediately. Hell yeah.
Quick fingers.
Yeah, quick fingers. I like it. But if you're excited for this, fantastic. I'm happy for you. It's just not for me. This week we got a ton of Dune clips. Have you guys been watching them? I'm trying to keep myself as far away from Dune as possible. I've watched some, but we gotten a ton this past week.
It is kind of ridiculous. Like, I will watch them because I can't resist. But it is.
I mean, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour long movie, isn't it? So
yeah, but we've had like how many trailers, how many teasers?
We're getting like seconds in this movie, but yeah, it is a lot. But I didn't watch any of them. I watched a couple, but not all.
Did you watch the voice one, Cam?
Yeah, of course.
Which is like, why even put that out there? You know, I feel like that's
I did see that clip. Yeah.
Anyone that I have tweeted, I watched. So that's kind of where
doing your quality inspection. I
exactly. I don't tweet them all because like it's just another hey, here's a clip from Dune. I don't know. Me personally, I leave that to discussing film. They can be better than me. But I
will say completely like off topic for a second, but in terms of like releasing clips and showing too much of a movie beforehand, you know, Argyle's big plot twist was like, who's the real Agent Argyle? But the trailers like are only from like the first like maybe not even 15, like 10 minutes of the film. Like I feel like the trailer showed nothing beyond like the first 10 minutes. So I guess thumbs up to Argyle for that, but I feel like they showed nothing past the like Dua Lipa, Henry Cavill portion of the movie in the trailer. So good job. But yeah, Dune, way too many clips. Yeah. I've never, before I started this podcast, I was like an avid no trailer guy. Like I would never watch trailers. I love watching trailers for movies I'd already seen, like something nostalgic about it. I love just like going back and watching like 2013 trailers or something, but I used to like never watch any trailers, but I try to avoid.
I only watch them now because of the podcast.
Yeah.
And because like we're on film Twitter now and it's kind of impossible to avoid.
Yeah. The next big IP worth of trailers, Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate, and then Megamind Rules, a new movie and show for Megamind. No Will Ferrell, none of the returning cast.
I like the original Megamind.
Looks like ass. I don't think it had any bit of positive reaction from anyone. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I like the original, like you said. There is no what is it? There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Santa Claus, and there is no Queen of England. That's an all-time clip.
Did you see the? I don't know what city this is, but did you see like the one AMC that has had a Megamind poster up for 10 years now from the original movie? And they're officially taking it down, so that they're hosting like a Megamind screening at their theater to commemorate, because it's one of those things that just like became a bit of lore and like just a funny story. And they like it was a huge Megamind billboard outside their movie theater for 10 years now, and they're finally taking it down, probably to put like an Argyle poster up there or something, but hosting like a big like Megamind celebration.
Oh, so. Yeah, I did see this on Twitter.
Yeah. That's awesome. Shout out them, but also this just looks really not good. And like
honestly, the studio probably told him to take it down because Will Ferrell's not in it anymore, and that poster's like Will Ferrell is Megamind, so they're probably like, yeah, we gotta cut this now.
Yeah. But this is actually now moving on from like big IP. Actually looks like a good movie, Longlegs, starring Michael Monroe and Nicolas Cage, directed by someone who I don't know. Neon, a new horror movie coming out later this year. Looks fucking scary. I probably won't see it. So Seth, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, the director, he did the Hansel and Gretel, or Gretel and Hansel from a few years ago.
Isn't that bad?
I haven't seen it, but apparently it got really it's not well received.
Yeah, I think
he also did a horror
called in it, from what I've heard.
The Black Coat's Daughter a few years ago, which I have seen, which is fine. But yeah, this looks really interesting. I think I like the way they're marketing it. I like the trailer a lot. I think it looks really, really cool. I like Michael Monroe. I love Nicolas Cage. So, I mean, that's two great leads right there. But I'm going to hold out to, I'm not going to say too much hope right now because it's horror. You never know what it's going to be like. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It looks interesting. I'm definitely going to watch it. When does it release? Well, actually, for me, maybe fucking.
Yeah, it'll probably be like in
It's
2
neon.
years.
So it'll be a while for me, I reckon.
For most people / US, it'll be July 12th, 2024. So not most people, but like the wide release, in quotes, is July 12th, 2024.
Yeah, we don't have one yet.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so unfortunate you won't get to see it. Tyler, I don't know if he's there. I'll wait. There's a movie called Parallel coming out this year. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Or have you seen the the trailer for it yet? I'm trying to pull it up. And
I don't think I've seen anything about this yet.
Movie 2024.
Is that Daniel Kaluuya?
No, it's starring Daniel Deadweiler, Aldous Hodge, Edwin Hodge. It's like a thriller. I didn't really watch the trailer. We can just skip this one if you didn't see it. But yeah, that's coming out later this year. Beetlejuice. We got a trailer for that, which again, I did not watch. I don't think I've seen the first Beetlejuice, and if I have, it was like 20 years ago whenever I was a kid or whatever.
I like the first Beetlejuice, but like I said many times before, Tim Burton doesn't have it anymore. He's not that guy anymore, and he hasn't released a good film since Sweeney Todd. Yeah, so I think it's shit.
I'm not excited for it. It stars Jenna Ortega, which people like. Yeah,
but she's just been in the film. The title just gave a half star. So
yeah, exactly. And then finally, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, new Guy Ritchie movie, looks kind of fun. Tyler said he doesn't think Guy Ritchie's. I thought you liked The Covenant.
No, I don't think Guy Ritchie makes bad movies. He makes just like 3 stars, kind of across the board for me. The past few years of him, like I'm never gonna hate him, never gonna love him.
I thought you liked it. I think this looks fine, but it's got that cool picture of Henry Cavill doing the tongue out. That's cool. But
I'll walk back my Henry Cavill criticisms because his upcoming part of it is true though, because the 2 most beloved roles he ever had is Superman and Geralt in The Witcher. Yeah, both of them ended in 2023. So partially I am right, but he has Highlander coming out, which is a reboot of a movie from the 80s that I haven't seen. But Chad Stahelski is directing it, so that's going to be a banger. He has 2 Guy Ritchie projects coming up, which I said, whatever. Has a couple not so great movies looking like it's coming up, but I think the big thing he's spending his time on is producing that. Like, is it Warhammer? Is that the Amazon series he's doing? He's like a big fan of. So we'll see. He's definitely. I don't think he'll ever be the movie star he was prior, though.
We'll see.
I think he's done being like super famous.
I think this movie looks good enough for me to say, I'll see it.
I'll see.
Isn't Thad Castle in it as well?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I think so.
What's his show again that everyone speaks on Twitter? Is it
Reacher?
Show. It's
everyone just speaks about apparently how it's just a show about a guy, about how big a guy is. And
that's exactly.
Like, I don't want to watch it, weirdly, to be honest.
Yeah. I've heard the first season's really good and the second season's not where it once was. But last trailer, we got like the sizzle reel for Netflix's 2024 slate. Gives videos of Squid Game season 2. Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart Story, which I have predicted to be the worst movie of 2024. That's my guess.
Future ReelTok nominee, potentially.
Possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
Hitman, which looks good. Rebel Moon Part 2.
Hitman? Oh,
Hitman,
yeah.
Glenn Powell movie. Rebel Moon Part 2. We'll see. Damsel, starring Stranger Things. Someone help me. Millie Bobby Brown. I think she's like as it says, damsel in distress. She's like a warrior or something like that. We don't have a whole lot on these. We get like 5-second clips, right? Woody Woodpecker looks like a dumb animated movie. Atlas, I believe, is starring J-Lo. I could be wrong about that. Irish Wish, 688 are just, these are movies we got small.
I won't watch any of these films. They just sound. I'm not.
Carry On stars Taron Egerton and the Arrested Development guy, Ozark. Help me out.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. Thank you. Good or.
I like
Back in Action, which is Cameron Diaz's first movie. Back in Action. since retiring. So hell yeah. Beverly Hills Cop, the reboot. Looks bad. Black Doves, and then plenty of other movies as well.
So just a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of probably not great movies. Hitman is still George's number one of the year, so maybe it's fantastic.
It was Josiah's number 2 of last year, and he watched like 150 films. Like he loved it, and everyone who I spoke to when they saw it at BFI said it was just fucking like amazing. So very excited about that.
So Netflix probably coming out with 100 stinkers to get those 2 gems that'll get nominated for Best Picture or something.
More than likely,
this is easily the worst sizzle reel they've ever had in terms of not only the movies coming out, but the editing of it. Like the sizzle reel, the first time they did it was probably like 4-ish years ago. I remember they launched it in the Super Bowl. I wasn't part of Film Twitter. I'm sure it was like probably released a day before on there, but when it came out on the Super Bowl and I was like watching that during the Super Bowl like commercial, I was like, holy shit, this commercial is crazy. Like it's just like showing so many things that are like, and they had a pretty solid lineup, but now it's just like everything seems like C-tier stuff. Yeah. There's like 1 or 2 movies that look promising in this, but I feel like normally there's at least like 5 or 6, and plus the editing is way more hype. This one was kind of just like, here's a bit of a movie, here's a bit of a movie, here's a bit of a movie, as opposed to like actively working to make a cohesive montage. So very weak sizzle reel, not good, not looking great for Netflix this year. But at least we want it to suffer through any of these in theaters, which obviously is tongue in cheek because Netflix sucks for not putting anything in theaters anymore. But
they're not putting any of these in theaters ever again. Apparently, they just
tell me I can't see Unfrosted the Pop-Tart story in theaters.
That movie's gonna be so bad. I'm telling you, man. That's my prediction. Is it's gonna be so bad. All right, so Brad Pitt starring. So moving on to movie news, just some general news. We'll run through these real quick. But Brad Pitt to star in Quentin Tarantino's next movie. The movie critic or the film critic. I can't remember if it's movie film critic. Or movie. All right. Not sure if he's like main star or just like supporting actor.
It'll probably be like top 2 build, I would say.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Again, where he's so that's exciting. We don't know really anything about the movie other than Brad Pitt being in it, and then I think there's a small synopsis. But the cast of PTA's next film is just growing and growing. We got Leo, Regina Hall, Sean Penn, Alama Hine, Teyana Taylor, Wood Harris, Shayna McHale, and then Chase Infinity. Just keeps growing every day. It's like lead. I think that's front runner for biggest cast of the year. Well, we'll talk about Yorgos Lanthimos' next movie, which I guess we'll talk about that. Kind of Kindness, starring Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, Joe Alwyn, Hunter Schafer, Hong Chow, and Mamadou Athie, who's the
Kirsten Dunst, crazy.
Yeah, no Kristen Dunst.
Kristen Dunst brings Jesse Plemons with her. Jesse Plemons doesn't bring her with him. Is what it kind of seems
like. That's kind of fucked up, Jesse. But yeah, that could be those are 2 front runners for biggest casts of the year, I think. So hopefully they're.
Is that releasing this year then? The Yorgos film.
Yep,
that's what
shit
says. Yeah,
nice.
Is PTA's this year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's his next film. I don't know if it's this year.
Is it this year?
It could be end of the year, but I don't know. I don't think they've announced.
I feel like it's gonna be next year. To be honest,
new PTA always a banger. Yorgos and Emma are becoming one of the most accomplished actor director duos.
Fourth movie history together, right?
3rd feature film. They've done 1 short together, so 4th collaboration overall. Okay. But I mean, in terms of the favorite racked up Best Actress, several other accolades. Olivia Colman being the Best Actress. Poor Thing's going to rack up some Oscars this year too. So they're one of the more accomplished duos that have ever been together on screen. So the only thing that gives me a little hesitation on this is reading into it. It is an anthology, so there's like 3 separate stories and 1 that are fully separate. But in each one, it says the entire cast is in each one playing completely different characters. It's contemporary, which is different for Yorgos, and it's set in the U.S. Also different for Yorgos. So, they're switching things up here. We'll see how it goes. But anthologies are always a little dicey for me. I didn't love the French Dispatch, for example.
They're very tough to pull off.
Yeah,
modern day anthologies are always tough. 100%.
But I mean, hard to not be excited with that cast.
That's interesting. I didn't know it was a anthology, so that'll be something to look out for because, like you said, it's hard to pull off. So we'll see if he can. Biggest news of the week, like just in terms of IP, is probably Millie Alcock getting cast as Supergirl in Superman Legacy. Hell yeah, She's great.
Are people happy about this?
I think so.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think this was genuinely positive.
Thought she was great in House of Dragon.
Yeah,
she was
positive.
great in House of Dragon.
I don't
Yeah,
know if she's in a whole lot other than House of Dragon. Like I haven't seen her.
I
I'm
only
sure,
know
I'm sure
her
she
in-
is. I've
Okay.
I
only
only know
seen
her
her in
from that.
Upright
Yeah.
is a show. It looks like The Familiars, a movie from 2020. The School looks like she's done a couple horror things, but nothing major. I think she'll be fantastic. She's fantastic in the House of Dragon. And then John Murphy is composing the score, who's done like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The Suicide Squad has worked plenty with James Gunn, so not really a shock there.
How dare he hire him?
Yeah, exactly.
They've worked together before.
Oh my God, he's hiring his friends.
Oh, he did 20 days later. Nice.
So 28 days
I'm
later,
impressed.
28
Oh.
years later is now in the works, with Cillian
Hell
Murphy
yeah.
setting to produce,
Yeah,
possibly to
boy.
star. I've heard nothing but great things about 28 days later, and then nothing but fine things about 28 months
Have
later.
you not seen 28 days later?
Mm-mm. I tried
Oh,
watching
shit.
it once, then Emma said she didn't.
Oh, yeah,
care for
definitely
it,
watch it,
and I
man.
think
It's
we
so
went and
fucking
watched
good.
something else. I'll watch it before 28 years later,
28
because I've heard really good things.
weeks is like...
Oh, is it weeks?
No, 28 weeks is like fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very,
I thought it
very
was
fine.
28 months later, the sequel, but it's weeks. Okay.
No, 28 weeks. I think 28 days is amazing. I think like we reviewed it on here, didn't we? And like, I think we all really
Yeah.
liked it.
Then Avatar: The Last Airbender remake is making a lot of changes to the show. Couple things being like they're making Sokka's character not sexist, which is good to not be sexist, but that's kind of his like big arc, right? He like becomes not a dickweed. So people are frustrated about that, and then also they're taking out a lot of the like subplots to make the show a little bit more condensed, which again is a big thing in the animated series on how like the characters grow, right? So people are upset about that. We will see. We will see if that's any good.
Have you watched it?
Yeah,
Really?
I love the Avatar.
Do you think it looks good? This new.
I think this looks good. I don't know if the show
Really?
will be good. Yeah, I think like the live action like CGI looks good, if that's
I
what
feel
you're
like
saying.
it kind of looks shit, to be honest. I saw a clip of it.
Um,
Looks like M Night's one. I haven't seen
Yeah.
M Night.
I don't think M Night's is good. I really like the animated series, not as much as George. So it's a bummer George isn't on here to talk it. Maybe we'll ask him next week or whenever he's back, his opinions on it. But I think it could be good. Also, my friend said this, and I don't wholeheartedly disagree. He said, like, why not make changes if you're going to make this live action? Like, if you're not going to make any changes at that point, just watch the animated show. I agree. I think, but some changes are for the good, some changes are for the bad. Obviously, if it's bad, then don't make any changes at all. But if it's bad with changes, it's probably not going to be good without. So we'll see how it is. It comes out later this year. I'm hoping for a lot, but we'll see. What you getting into, bud? Oh yeah, fun. Sorry. And then Sam Hargrave directing an adaptation of Kill Them All, which the film follows an assassin who joins forces with a hard-drinking ex-cop to kill everyone on all 15 floors of her former crime syndicate's headquarters who plan to terminate her. Sam Hargrave, the director of both Extraction movies. He's the stunt coordinator on like Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Don't let the Russo fucking write the script again, because that was
Yeah.
dog shit.
No, I think I have high praise for Sam Hargrave in action. Like I think he's really good at
I
directing
do.
action.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously knows his shit. So I'm hopeful for this one. But yeah, don't let the Russo brothers direct or write the script. But I'm hopeful. I don't have a whole lot more.
I
to
mean,
say than that.
the Extraction too, like the visual side of it. I think
Mhm.
the actual set pieces were really, really great. That was like the one thing
Yeah,
that kept
no,
it pretty
totally.
enjoyable.
Like the long shot fight was awesome. It was just unfortunately like that was in the start of the movie, and kind of every fight after that was a bit of a bummer compared to it. In all honesty,
Yeah.
but he definitely knows what he's doing in that front. So maybe he'll be a good writer. Who knows? I don't know if he's writing it. Ayo Edebiri drops out of Thunderbolts. Didn't know she was in it. Had no clue. But now that's two major cast members dropping out, and two probably of the biggest
Florence
names right
Pugh needs
now.
to
Yeah,
get on the
if
Asian.
Florence Pugh gets out, that movie's cooked.
I think what I read about Ayo Edebiri though is her dropout was a little different than Stephen Yeun's, and the fact that like I think
thought they
she
were both
signed on.
scheduling.
She signed on when she was way smaller than she is now, and like her part in this movie apparently was like less than minor,
Minor.
like
Yeah,
2
yeah.
minutes,
That's
like
good to
a
know,
couple
yeah.
lines. So it's like she's like, I'm just like not really at this point in my career anymore, as opposed to like being like, I don't want to be in the MCU. I'm sure like I don't know, maybe if they were like, you want to be like a Florence Pugh like side like level character, I'm sure she probably would be. But I'm pretty sure, like, I read something that she would have had like a line or two in this. So there's just really no point of having someone like her in it.
Yeah, that's good to know. Geraldine Viswanathan is replacing her, which if you said we'll see when it comes out, but if it's a two line thing, probably good for Marvel in the sense that I guarantee they'll try to get her back at some point for something bigger. But we'll see. Chris Rock directing another Round remake. Hell yeah, brother. No, this
With Leo producing it as well. Just fucking dreadful.
Crazy that Leo's producing it.
Well, he was originally meant to star in it, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was like, and then that got scrapped.
I mean, I would have been far more interested in it, at least if Leo was starring in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be interested at all. Like, it's just fucking stupid. I think it's genuinely just so. It came out in 2020. There's literally zero need for this at all. I think it's and Chris Rock directing is like just fucking god awful. Just such a stupid idea.
Did you guys watch Spiral? Not very good.
Shit.
Not very
good.
Yeah.
Did he direct it?
No, he didn't direct. Did he direct it? I don't think he directed it.
Maybe he just started, and I take it back.
He was just.
He's directed movies before, though. I can't think of any of the ones he has.
He directed Top 5, which I watched when I did the Adam Sandler thing. Not great, to be honest, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much. Just go watch another round. Read subtitles. It's not that hard. And also,
or just learn Danish if you don't want to read subtitles.
Sure. That to me seems like a bit of a higher floor or a higher barrier to crack. But like, it's a good movie. Just watch it. And then,
at least Leo's track record as executive producer, he's only executive produced like 5 movies, and they're all kind of bangers. Killers of the Flower Moon, he was executive producer, and then The Ides of March, The Aviator, and The Assassination of Richard Nixon are the only ones he's executive produced. So I mean, those are good movies. Yeah. So we'll see. But I don't know, Chris
I'm not
Rock,
saying this will be bad. Like, we definitely. Martin Scorsese directing The Departed, good remake. Spike Lee directing Oldboy, bad remake. Like, there's
it's not to say there's not been like good remakes, but it's just I fail to see any point of this one at all. Like, at all. I think it's just so.
I think
stupid.
We're at the point where you shouldn't remake these and just watch them in the language they were intended to be watched in. But we'll see. We don't have any information other than that he's directing. And sorry for Seth. The Last of Us Part 3 is in the works. I think Seth's the only one that's played.
Game or show? Oh, game.
Game.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
It's not. Wait, so it's not confirmed yet. He basically says. Neil Druckmann, I think his name is. He basically said that there's definitely more in the story to explore, but he's not confirmed it. But I think
I thought he confirmed it, but
I don't think so. I don't think so. But
for money purposes, I bet they do.
No, I think they will, and I think that he's right. Like, obviously, you guys haven't played it, or you don't know what happens at the end of what will be season 2. There's definitely more there to make sense, and I think. Their track record in making games as well is just fucking incredible. So yeah, very, very excited for this, 100%.
Awesome. All right. Yep, that's kind of all the news for the week. Moving on to some trivia this week. Before we start trivia, Patreon. Go look out at the Patreon, or look at the Patreon. Good Will Hunting will be the movie review, and then our draft, which is available to everyone on YouTube and Spotify and Apple, will be my 5-star movies that Tyler and Seth do not have at 5 stars. So narrows the list down a little bit, or a decent amount, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, whatever Tyler and Seth don't have 5 stars that I do, that will be our draft this week. But then the Patreon review will be Good Will Hunting, an absolute banger. But moving on to trivia. So let me pull this up and then share my screen. It is a share screen trivia.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you're listening on Spotify, remember we do video versions. So if you haven't checked those out yet, they're on, Spotify. I think it might do it automatically. You might have to enable in your Spotify settings saying like show videos, because some
it does automatically. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I mean, we have no idea what this trivia is. It could be
literally no idea at all. Yeah.
All right.
Whoa.
So it's Guess the Movie poster. Okay. So first off, I want to give a shout out to my friend from high school, Wyatt Metzger. He has like a movie trivia podcast, and I'm stealing this idea from him. So if you want to check out Battle Flicks on TikTok, check that out. But I'm stealing this from him, so I don't want to take any credit. But this is a question they do.
Look at you giving credit where credit is due.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Our TikTok collab I posted yesterday, me and you, someone commented like, you should at least credit the Pulp Kitchen podcast for this idea. And I'm like, gonna be honest, never heard of them before. If they've done this, bravo.
That's who Raiders just went on the other day.
Yeah, that they're the one who did the Quentin Tarantino clip I tweeted. I saw after I looked up, I was like, oh, those are those guys. The one that said like everyone on TikTok did Quentin Tarantino, or I mean not Quentin Tarantino.
Wes Anderson.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not mad. I didn't give them credit, but shout out Cam's friend for this idea. So are we going to alternate? Like Seth will do one, then me do one, or
no? So it'll be like a first person to get.
No, that's too much pressure.
So you'll see kind of how it is. So what it is a zoomed in movie poster. And you have to guess what movie poster it is. And some are like probably way too hard and some are not as difficult. I think I tried to keep the easier ones at the start. But I think when I started doing this, I was zooming in way too much. And so I put those all at the end kind of thing. But I have 30 movies. So hopefully I think this
will we do 15 each then? And just see, guess them.
I don't know. I think it's more fun when it's like I
was gonna say because normally there's like delays and that ruin things, but I don't think it really matters so much.
I don't think it fully matters.
It's not like a question we have to quickly answer.
Quick. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get.
I think
it'll
be fine.
Quick. All right, so we'll start off.
This one's
this one. Thank you, Tyler. This one's kind of the easy one right here, or hopefully easy. So it will get. Let's see. All right, I'm on it. Okay.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Nice. Good work, Seth. Yeah, so Grand Budapest Hotel. That's the first one, kind of gives you the lay of the land. So as you can see. So Seth 1-0. Okay, moving on.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
I like it. Ooh, good stuff.
I can't.
You can't live.
I can't edit it live, so it
right.
takes too long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that poster. Okay, yeah.
That's also like the video game poster, right? I think that's what gave it away for me.
I tried doing the main posters, like the first ones you look up. So hopefully they're the most popular. Moving on, question number 3.
Lego Movie.
Nice. Yep. Seth's got that one.
I haven't even seen that shit.
No, but I got the Lego foot. You see?
Yeah. That's what a Lego.
Good pull. Like I said, hopefully, maybe I'm wrong. Like I thought these would be kind of hard. Maybe this is super easy. So we'll see.
Oppenheimer.
Fury Road. That is Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it is Oppenheimer. Yep. Had to throw up.
I hate that poster. It's so bad.
Oh, it's a horrible poster.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's a horrible poster. Good work, Seth.
Frozen.
Soul.
Nope.
Ooh, Finding Nemo.
Oh, it's Wall-E.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's a tough.
Eve. It's Eve.
At least we were guessing Pixar. No, Frozen's Pixar.
It's DreamWorks, right? I don't
No,
know.
it's fuck knows.
Something under the Disney banner.
Yeah, it's something, right? But this is a pretty even match, right? It's 3-3.
3-2.
Oh, 3-2.
Marriage Story.
No, sorry.
I heard Tyler first.
Oh shit!
I think that was Tyler. Good pull there. I'm glad you guys were able to grab that one. This is impressive. So far we haven't had a miss. I don't know.
And they've been straight away as well. Apart from the last one.
You said they get harder though, so there might be something.
Yeah, so they definitely get harder. There are some that's like
whether Seth wins or I win. I think my main goal is if we go 30 for 30 as a duo. I'll be happy.
That's impressive. Yeah.
The Evil Dead.
Nice.
That was good.
Nice. So it's
really
the hand,
good.
right? Yeah, good.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, that's a good pull.
Good
that's
pull,
a good
Tyler.
pull.
That one I thought was like kind of the first hard.
I think that was hard. Yeah, that was tough.
Good grab.
Sixth Sense.
Nice.
Yeah, good grab.
No way. I thought that one would be hard. And I'll try to do a better job for the audio listeners when I switch. But we're 8 for 8.
Fun. I like this.
Good work. All right. Moving on.
Stars. No, Eurovision, the Story of Fire and Sauce.
Oh yeah, that one was for Tyler. Yeah,
Troy.
That's his hair right there. Good work, Tyler.
I mean, I could see Troy.
The
yellow, the hair.
5-4 match. These are pretty big movies, so like hopefully you guys can throw out a guess. But some are for Seth, some are for Tyler, and then some are just random, right?
Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give it to Seth.
Yep. I think that was Seth. Yeah, that was kind of an easier one. But I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to throw a bone on a couple of these, but maybe I didn't need to. I think you guys are cooking. The Sixth Sense one I thought was really hard, so I'm glad you guys.
That
got
was
Did
it.
good.
you? It's
I mean, like,
interesting.
yeah, it gives the little glow, but I didn't think it
The
would be
initial
that easy.
reaction when you switched to it, I was like, how the hell are we going to get that? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mean Girls.
Nice. Nice. Good pull.
Good pull.
Seth.
That's a
That
good
is
one.
impressive stuff. That was quick, too. So 6-5, Seth. 11 for 11 from
We're
the
good
team
at
right
this.
now.
Man.
Yeah, good
We're
work.
at it. Oh, I know this.
This is kind of a difficult one, but I think you guys can get it if you really just...
Is it John Wick?
No.
No. Okay.
Is it Rogue One?
It is Rogue
Oh,
One.
shit.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
right,
whoa.
right.
nice,
It's
nice.
Darth Vader's nose, if you can see
Yeah.
I was
that.
like, it
Yeah.
just seemed like Star Wars, but I was like, it's not
Yep.
any of the original.
I wouldn't have got that.
Great
Yeah,
pull,
good one.
Tyler. 12 for 12. Good work. Moving on. 13th.
Social Network.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Incredible.
The blue bar.
See, that's the same as
Incredible.
Sixth Sense, where first reaction I was like, this
What
is
the
hilarious.
hell?
There's
But
no way
then
we'll
you
get
see the
that.
little
And somehow,
blue
like,
bar,
it just
yeah.
comes to you.
Yep. Incredible pull. 13 for 13. 6-7. Tyler leading Seth.
Moana.
Nice. This is awesome. I'm so impressed right now, you guys. That one was an easier
is
one.
fun.
Yeah,
We should
but
do
I'm
this
so
again.
impressed right now. And I was telling Tyler, it's really easy to find some like random movies. Like Shoutout Barstool's website, you can just random generate, and it's like big
Yeah.
movies.
Mhm.
And so I like had no problem making this, so we can do this more. This
it's
is
fun.
fun. I'm impressed. You guys are 14 for 14. All right, bud. This one's kind of hard.
Oh no.
Oh, this might
I
be
don't
the
think you
end.
would. I don't think you would give another Star Wars. Oh God! Come on, Seth. We got to get this.
Actually, I nothing is going through my head at the minute.
This is one that I'm gonna count if you guys get it, but Seth should get this one. This was a Seth pull.
Really.
I'm gonna be bummed if this is where we fall apart.
Let's see if that clears things up.
I'll give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No guesses. Don't want to throw anything out there.
I
Blade
nothing's
Runner.
correct.
I don't know.
Oh shit!
Oh, the 400 blows. Tough. That's the
Yeah,
first
makes sense.
miss on question 15. Still 7-7.
Rip.
Come here, bud. Moving on.
Hi, Tanya.
Nice. Good
Oh,
get.
yeah.
Good get there. So Tyler is leading 8-7.
Crazy
God,
stupid.
Crazy Stupid Love. Fuck you, Tyler, you
Yeah,
bitch.
Tyler got that. This is the first time we've had a 2-point lead. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love. Great pull.
I just couldn't figure out the name then. That's
yeah.
annoying.
Again, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple, Spotify, you have the video, but YouTube is probably the best place to watch this. I don't think there's any other way to do this other than YouTube. And let us know if you get these faster than us, but I think we're kind of crushing it right now. 9-7, Tyler.
Oh God.
Requiem for a Dream.
Nice.
For a Dream. Good pull.
The eyeball.
Yeah,
The
Seth's
eyeball.
coming back there.
Sauron.
Sauron.
Could have been Sauron for sure. He's not necessarily blue, but
Avengers Endgame.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a kind of an easy one. That was obviously a bone of just Bruce Banner's, Thor's chest plate. Okay, moving on. 9-9. We're getting close. So this is question 20.
Sicario.
Out of Destiny. No,
Sicario.
fuck yeah, Sicario. Yeah,
Benicio del Toro.
Sicario 3 potentially comes in.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
If Denny comes back, then it's good. But I love Taylor Sheridan, but he did not cook directing this second.
No.
Moving on. Oh, this one's tough. But
Is that a
I know it.
nose?
I know it, but this one's tough.
Have you? Oh, it's not Nymphomaniac, is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I will say, like,
Is-
just to give a hint, that's a head, not a nose.
My brain's like not even processing this
Mother?
image.
Huh?
Mother?
No, not Mother.
My brain can't. What do you mean that's a?
Five.
Oh wait.
I actually I can't see what you're trying to.
Four.
That's like a tooth. That's top.
3,
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
1.
Truman Show.
Nope. 50-50. It's him,
Oh,
him
what?
shaving his
Oh,
head.
that's tough.
Yeah,
That's
that
tough.
one's tough. So we've missed 2, but we're doing pretty well. I think, like, overall, this is impressive. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
that
him
was hard. I
shaving
wouldn't
his
know
head.
that one.
All right.
Good film. I like that film.
Catch Me If You Can.
Nice,
Shit.
Tyler. Good pull.
Yeah, I wouldn't got that.
Wow. Yeah. So catch me if you can. Tyler takes the 2-point lead going into question 20? We've missed 23.
23.
Yep.
23,
Going into
yeah.
question 23. Tyler, 2-point lead.
American Psycho.
No.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Fuck you.
Good grab. Good grab.
I saw this.
Come here, bud.
I don't even like winning for the score. I just like winning because like Seth's reactions are so fun.
Yeah,
like,
right,
it's
right.
so close on the tip of his
Right.
tongue.
Yeah. So question 24 now. This one's kind of tough.
I know that, and I don't know why I know that. That's fucking annoying.
That is a Skyline,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for that.
New York City, I think.
Jesus,
Maybe Boston.
When Harry met Sally.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, he's
Wow.
running away with it.
He's running away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I thought it was a
Incredible.
rival for a second. I was like, that's not New York City though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got
All right. 3, 2, 1.
that. Prisoners.
Good job, Seth. Yeah, Prisoners. Classic goatee of Hugh Jackman. Kind of an easy one there.
The Gift.
Nice.
That
I
was
think
Seth.
that's. I think that was Seth. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's getting intense. So 11 to 13,
And
27. So 27. Yeah.
I need to get if I get this next 3,
Yep.
but I won't.
I think there are 31, so
Okay,
it
okay.
can't end in a tie. Hi, bud. This one's hard.
That's like there.
I-
I don't know what it is.
I don't know why that's so familiar, but
That is really familiar.
It's a very iconic poster. It's just
Yeah, I
zoomed in
bet.
a lot.
I bet.
Very iconic.
I can see it, but I'm not getting it.
I don't know. Scarface.
Nope.
Oh, I thought you were
it's
right then.
I'll give a hint. I don't know if it counts, but it's a sports movie.
Raging Bull. Rocky.
It's Rocky.
Nice.
I don't. If we want, give Seth the point.
I don't
Just
mind.
keep it interesting.
I don't
Yes.
mind.
No, you got it. Because that
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten Rocky from that in either.
Yeah. So that is if you can see my.
Where was that zoomed in? That's
I don't
tough.
think you can see my. Oh, you can. So
Was it
like
zoomed
Oh,
in
yeah,
between
yeah.
like the? Oh, that was like between the K and the Y.
right.
I
yeah, the
yeah,
Y
yeah.
and then his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was iconic enough that you might have.
should have just zoomed in on the white and been like, "Get this one, bitches."
I almost did that for what's Barry Lyndon's poster, where it's just the logo and then the
Where it's
light.
just the logo and
Yeah.
the middle.
I almost did that.
What?
These ones might be tough. I
Star Wars? Star Wars?
No, it's not a Star Wars movie. It does look like that font though.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick hint. This is an A. This is an S. The AS.
Assassin's Creed. No.
Yeah, and then this is a T. Obviously, two word.
Asteroid? No. Shut up. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah.
It's a movie about a movie.
Oh, Disaster Artist.
Yeah, good work, Tyler.
Sure.
Yep, the disaster artist. Thought if I maybe that did really look like Star Wars. Like I didn't look at it too much, but that did really look like Star Wars
Mhm.
logos.
I feel like it's the same font as Star Wars. Where it is.
Yeah, it looks like it. And then I think this is the last one.
Why have they got so hard all of a sudden? What the fuck?
Yeah, see, they kind of were hard. I thought this one wasn't too bad.
I'm not getting anything from this.
It's a movie that recently had a show made after it.
Mean Girls. No.
We'll go. Chris Evans is in it.
He's in a TV show.
No, yeah, I think so. Actually, it stars. This will be
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
I was
Oh,
going to say Scott Pilgrim at the start as well. I didn't think that looked like the hair. That's annoying.
I thought the zoom in made me think that was like I was fully stuck in
So
like
it
this
was,
being
it was
come
like
from
the D. It was like the
60s
D in
or
his
something.
head, yeah.
because I was like, oh, that looks too low
Black
quality
hat,
to be
In
modern.
this kind of area right
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
That might be the last one. We may have one more. We got one more.
Rival.
Nice.
Mm.
Good.
Well, now you got to get another one.
Get prepared.
Oh, Memories of Murder.
Nice.
Uh,
Home run hit. Good work.
yeah,
good work.
fuck yeah.
Awesome.
That was
It's
fun. That was a
impressive.
fun trivia.
29.
That was
So I guess
fun,
I
that
had
was fun.
32. I guess I had 32 maybe.
So I had 29
Uh,
out of 32. Not bad.
Yeah, that's
Not bad.
really impressive, guys. And Tyler,
Mhm.
good win. But that is unfortunately all.
I'll take
of them.
it.
That is
Very
really
close.
really good work.
Wait, so
yeah.
we missed two, right? Like you said, I would
Three.
blank
We
out
missed
for
three.
Three.
Well,
okay.
no. Did you miss 3?
No, we missed 3. We missed 3.
So what'd you miss?
So we missed 400 blows.
Yep. Let me.
What
I think
did we miss?
We missed one more for sure, but we might have missed.
Let's see. 400 blows. You got all that. You got that. 400 blows.
Oh, 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah,
And then maybe
There's
that
one
was-
before that, wasn't
No, because maybe I held your hand through one, but you still got it.
Yeah, I think those are only 2 we missed.
Rocky, did you get? Yeah, Rocky.
No,
you
we
there?
got
Yeah,
Rocky.
we
Yeah, so.
Disaster artist. You got. Yeah, I think you only missed 2. Yeah.
So there's 31 questions.
Yeah, 31 questions. So I was right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
do my
yeah.
math. Yeah, 62 divided by 2 is 31. All right, yeah, good work, guys. That was a lot of
Congrats.
fun. That was a lot of fun. I think you guys did well. Check out the YouTube to watch the full video. But fantastic job, and just I guess Tyler, do you have the executive producers?
Yeah, so we only have one now because we moved it up to a higher tier. So shout out to Stefan Jonson, our executive producer. Actually, I want to make that so it's scrolling.
Shout out Stefan Jonson. Again, I said this the other day. Nice. Big.
I think you might have just been saying that to me. Like I think we were talking separately.
Big supporter on my Twitch streams when I was doing them, and he actually reached out to me the other day and asked when I was bringing it back. I don't know if I will be bringing it back, but
he's bought merch several times. Yeah, I believe we
shout
talked
out
about this
Stefan.
too. He's Iceland, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe he's from Iceland.
Shout out Eurovision. But yeah, awesome Stefan Johnson. He's been a patron forever, and then he just recently jumped up to the executive producer tier. So huge move by you. You've been a huge supporter of our merch, of our podcast. And I'm supposed to be reading these out at the beginning of every episode too, and we've forgotten back-to-back weeks. So Stefan Johnson, I will make it up to you next week for sure. But you are the king of kings.
Technically, this is the first week.
Last week also.
February.
Last week. I guess technically February is when it took us back to, right? So last week we shouted out Stefan Johnson, but technically I was supposed to this week. So last week's end of episode is just this week's beginning of episode.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming and supporting. Please check out the YouTube channel if you're listening. Go subscribe there. If you're listening on or watching on YouTube, check out the Apple or Spotify. Give us 5 stars. We would greatly appreciate that. We've mentioned it time and time again on podcasts and on YouTube. There's no algorithm, so best way to spread Christmas cheer is through mouth. So spread the ReelTok cheer. But thank you guys for your support as Bailey cries us out. Thank you, Bailey, for this outro. Appreciate it. See you guys.
Peace.